I hosted a birthday bash for my 10-year-old son, Ethan, and invited my relatives. No one showed up. A week later, my mom sent an invitation. My niece's 16th birthday, $2,100 per head. Send via Venmo, no apology. So I transferred $1 with a note, best wishes. I swapped out the locks and blocked their numbers. 2 days later, cops knocked on my door. I'm Caleb, 33, single dad. I troubleshoot networks for work and make lists for kicks. I track every penny. I can tell you the cost of milk at 3 local stores and which one restocks juice pouches on Mondays. Ethan, my son, is 10, obsessed with building blocks, despises pickles, and thinks I'm a magician because I can unknot cables without cursing. We live in a modest rented house with a narrow backyard and a barbecue I salvaged from the curb. My family's just 20 minutes away, and I used to think that meant we were tight. I was wrong. Ethan's birthday Saturday was straightforward. Blue balloons, a warehouse club cake with Ethan level 10 in blocky font. I rented an inflatable basketball hoop and borrowed folding chairs from a neighbor. 6 of his school friends showed up. The street smelled like bug spray and burgers. I kept glancing at my phone. Mom had promised, "We'll be there." Wouldn't miss it, my sister Lauren said. Aunt Lulu's got party swag. My brother Dylan texted, "We'll swing by post-workout." I set out water bottles on the porch ledge and taped a garbage bag to the gate so the yard wouldn't look trashed. Every half hour I checked the family chat. Nothing. When the pizzas arrived, I asked the delivery guy, "Can you hang on a sec?" I thought a caravan of cars might roll up needing an extra cheese pie. He glanced at the small group and said, "You're set." Noon became 1 p.m. The sun shifted. Kids tossed off sneakers and took shots at the hoop. The neighbor across the way brought over a spare cooler. "Big turnout?" she asked. I grinned like my face was carved from oak. At 1:12 p.m., my phone pinged. "Don't overreact," Mom texted. "It's just a child's party." Just a child's party. I read it twice, my mind rejecting it the first time. No running late. No, we're stuck. No happy birthday, kiddo. Just that line, sharp as a sting. I stood by a tray of apple slices and the words burrowed under my skin. Ethan ran over, face flushed, hair plastered to his brow. "Dad, can we slice the cake? Can we sing?" "Sure," I said. "Round up the crew." We sang. He blew out the candles in one go, proud from practice. He beamed at me with icing on his chin and I clapped like a fanatic. Then I slipped into the kitchen to wash the knife and catch my breath out of sight. The back door creaked. On my phone, the family chat lit up again, dots pulsing like a lifeline. Lauren's message popped up. "We'll make the next one. Today's wild." Then her social media story hit my screen. Brunch, cocktails, caption. "Self-care Saturday," posted on a Saturday, tagged with my crew. Mom was in the frame's edge, shades on, sipping sparkling wine. Dylan's arm with the tattoo I helped fund draped over their chairs. I stood there, damp knife in hand, cake behind me, and a 10-year-old in the yard who still trusted grown-ups to mean what they said. The house smelled of frosting and soap. Someone outside shouted, "Score!" and cheers erupted. I set the knife down and wiped my hands on a rag. I stepped back to the yard, passed out plates, and didn't mention the empty seats. Not once. When the last kid left, Ethan and I sat in the stillness, assembling the rocket he'd unwrapped. He didn't ask about Grandma, Aunt Lulu, or Uncle Dylan. Maybe he didn't want to. Maybe he already understood. At 7:03 p.m., after he dozed off on the couch, clutching a pizza slice like a little emperor, my phone chirped again. Mom with a voice message, clipped and careless. "Don't make a fuss, Caleb. He's 10. He'll hardly notice." I stared at the ceiling, feeling something in me turn cold and sharp. A new shape, edges. I didn't reply. I counted chairs to return and cans to recycle. I scraped icing into the bin. I folded the banner into a shoebox with leftover candles. I put everything in its place. That's what I do. Then I flipped my phone face down because one more message from them, and I'd say something I couldn't tuck back away. I've always been the fixer, the one who knows the router password and the tax cutoff, the one who remembers everyone's favorite dessert. I was 21 when Dad bilayed. Mom's words in the driveway, "You're the man now." Not encouragement, a duty. When Lauren launched her nail salon, I built her site and covered 6 months of hosting. "You'll get it back when I'm rolling," she said, airy, like cash flow was a breeze. When Dylan got a DUI at 25, I took a day off to sit with him in court. I drove Mom to the ER that winter. She had pneumonia, but insisted on baking. I sent Dylan rent money just this once, 3 separate just this once times. Each time the refrain, "Mom, family lifts family." Lauren to herself in the mirror, "You're killing it, babe," to me. "Can you cover me till Tuesday?" Dylan, "You know I'll square up." He never did. But he got new tires, so the lie had grip. When Ethan was born, I swore to him and myself. He'd never sit at a party wondering if his people gave a damn. He'd have cake even when funds were low. He'd get apology texts when folks screwed up. He'd have adults who showed up. Money was tight often. Daycare's a second mortgage. Insurance is a third. I made it work. Extra hours, side hustles. Sold my old keyboard to pay for a dental visit. When Ethan outgrew his sneakers mid-season, I found a pair at a thrift shop and scrubbed them till they shone. Meanwhile, my family's group chat was a lifestyle vlog. Vineyard tour. Wellness retreats that were somehow very loud online. Lauren's soft life phase, Dylan's hustle mode. With a leased SUV, he photographed more than he drove. When I suggested a weekly dinner with Mom, she said, "Honey, my schedule's packed. Maybe next month." Next month never came, but my phone lit up on payday. Little green bubbles. Quick favor, emergency. Don't tell anyone I asked. Last autumn, Lauren booked a group trip to Cancun and called at 10 p.m. the night before. "My card got declined. Can you sort it? I'll pay you Monday." Monday passed. When I mentioned it, she sighed. "Don't be small, Caleb. Money's fleeting, memories last." In November, Mom sent a spreadsheet like a demand letter. Holiday gift plan. Names, items, prices, color-coded. On the right in bold. Split evenly. Even meant me because no one else chipped in. I got Ethan a jacket and a book. I bought Mom the blender she'd wanted since Easter. Lauren got a gift card for her salon supplies. Dylan got new kicks. My gift was their silence at dinner when I asked if anyone could bring a side dish next time. It piled up, not just in my bank app. It piled up in my ribs. The math of being the dependable one is that you become their backup plan, and they don't even notice. 2 days after Ethan's party, I woke to a new family chat message. All caps, emojis, confetti, from Mom. Critical, RSVP by Tuesday. My niece's 16th birthday, $2,100 per person. Venmo me, no good morning. No, how was Ethan's party? Just a wild, wedding-level price tag for a teen's birthday, urgent as a siren. Attached, a PDF with my cousin in a crown, a venue dripping with roses, a menu like a resort pamphlet. Oyster bar, ice carvings, live dessert chef. I stared at the number, waiting for it to make sense. $2,100 per person. Then Mom's line, "Caleb, you'll cover Grandma's share too, she's on a pension." There it was, the assumption automatic. My name is a bank account. No mention of Ethan. No, sorry, we skipped his day. Not even a gift, just a bill I didn't sign up for. 5 minutes later, Lauren jumped in. "We're all in, obviously. Lulu's going all out. Also, can we do a group gift? Caleb, you're the spreadsheet guy." Dylan, "Yo, is there a cash bar? If not, totally worth it. Caleb, you got me and Tara, right?" I set my coffee down, feeling it scald anyway. I typed no and erased it. Not because I didn't mean it, but because I needed precision. Words glide over them. They don't land unless you anchor them. I opened the PDF again. On the final page, in elegant font under Platinum Sponsors, was my full name. In honor of family. I hadn't paid a cent. I hadn't been asked. Lauren had submitted it. I recognized the photo lifted from my job profile. My gut churned slow and heavy. I scrolled back to Saturday's text, searching for a missed sorry. There wasn't one. Just Lauren's brunch pic and Mom's voice note calling it just a kid's party. Another text came in. "Mom, also I spoke to the venue. They need the deposit by Thursday. I said you'd handle it since you're so organized." The deposit, for a teen's party costing more than my rent. Assigned to me like a chore. I picked up my phone to call, then set it down. My voice wasn't steady enough to be heard. That night, while Ethan worked on math at the table, swinging his legs, I printed the sponsor page and placed it beside my grocery list. 2 columns. What I give, what they expect. I wrote, soccer dues mine, Dylan's court fee for his license mine, website hosting mine, warehouse cake mine, $2,100 per person theirs, deposit theirs, just a kid's party theirs. I stared at the paper until it felt solid enough to hold. The next morning, Mom texted, "Caleb, you're silent, don't be difficult, your cousin's only 16 once." Something in me froze, not hot anger, but cold, clear, solid. Deciding, there's always a moment before the shift. For me, it was holding my keychain and seeing the old silver house key. Mom had a copy. Lauren borrowed one last month for a quick errand and never gave it back. That key showed me my boundaries were flimsy too. That afternoon, I hit the hardware store. It went down in the family chat where they thrive. I waited for their pylon hour, midday when they post in sync. 12:17 p.m., the bubbles aligned. Lauren, a video of her latte. Dylan, a gym selfie. Mom, a forwarded quote with sparkles. I sent a photo of the backyard from Saturday. The banner still pinned to the gate. Empty chairs in a tidy row like a meeting no one attended. The cake box, one corner cut where we saved slices for the freezer. I wrote, "This was Ethan's party, you said you'd come." I let it sit. The replies came as predicted. Lauren, "Why bring this up here? Call me." Mom, "Don't guilt trip us, Caleb. We have lives. Saturdays are tough." Dylan, "Dude, don't play victim. Kids don't care." I posted a screenshot from 2 weeks back. Mom's will be there. Lauren's Aunt Lulu's bringing swag. Then the brunch photo, their faces in the corner captioned with my squad. No words, just evidence. Truth has its own weight. Silence. Then Mom again, enough. We're focused on the 16th now. Here's the link. Deposits due Thursday. Be mature. My pulse throbbed in my jaw. I typed slowly. "I am being mature. I'm Ethan's dad." A pause. Lauren replied, her text a digital eye roll. "Don't make everything about your son." I stared until the words blurred. Then I wrote, "You skipped your nephew's grandson's birthday. A week later, you sent me a $2,100 per person bill for a cousin I see twice a year. You listed me as a sponsor without asking. You told the venue I'd pay a deposit. You called me difficult when I didn't reply fast enough. Here's my reply. No, I hit send. Before they could swarm, I opened Venmo, found mom, and sent $1. The note, best wishes. That was it. No essay. $1, one line, a reflection of their absurdity. Then I changed the locks. The hardware store guy had cut the keys. It took 10 minutes. The new deadbolt clicked smoothly, a first in years. When the knob locked, I felt a click in my chest, like a vault sealing something precious. I went through my phone and blocked numbers. Not forever, not out of spite, but because I knew the storm coming. The how could you? The after all we've done. The you're ripping us apart. I needed silence to hold my ground. So I held it. At dinner, Ethan asked for extra carrots and told a joke about a pear in a bookstore. He didn't know his dad had just drawn a line that changed our world. Maybe he didn't need to know yet. He needed a dad who stood firm. By 7 p.m., the messages hit the wall I'd built. A final one slipped through before the block. Mom, you'll regret this. Don't forget who raised you. I set my phone down and took out the garbage. The next day, Lauren posted a story, a sparkly countdown for the 16th. 10 days, platinum sponsors, we see you. My name shone under it. The comments gushed. So generous. Family vibes. I opened the venue's site and sent a formal email. Remove my name from all materials immediately. I did not authorize sponsorship. I attached screenshots. Proof. I CC'd someone with director in their title. Then I emailed Mom and Lauren from a new address they didn't have, so they'd read it through professional dread. I slept deeply, the kind of sleep that ignores footsteps. 2 days later at 7:19 a.m., a knock, not soft, deliberate, through the peephole, 2 officers. Morning, we're here on a call, the taller one said, looking like he'd seen too many family dramas. What kind of call? I kept my tone steady. Ethan was still in pajamas, half watching a cartoon, half listening to the door. Family member reported concerns, said you made threats, said you're holding their property, requested a welfare check for a minor here. There it was, 3 strikes in one. Paint me unhinged, accuse me of stealing, and use my son as leverage. Clever. Come in, I said, opening the door to show a tidy living room. A kid on the couch, a cereal bowl. We're fine. The officers stepped in, scanning politely. The shorter one nodded at Ethan. Hey, kid. Ethan waved with his spoon. Hi, can we talk in the kitchen? I asked. We shifted a few feet. I kept the doorway in sight. Years of being the responsible one make you a host, even under scrutiny. This is about my mom and sister. They skipped my son's birthday. They asked me to pay thousands for a cousin's party. I said no. I changed my locks. They don't like that. The taller one hid a half smile. That adds up. They also listed me as a sponsor for the event without permission. I emailed the venue to remove it. I have proof. I slid my phone over with the folder open. Photos, texts, the $1 Venmo with best wishes, the venue email, the sponsor page, the officer scrolled. Receipts stacked neatly when you live in records. Any weapons here? He asked, required question. Just butter knives, I said. And these block daggers, he grinned. Any court orders? Custody issues? No, Ethan's with me. His mom's not around. We're good. He glanced at the living room. You good, buddy? Ethan gave a serious thumbs up. Property? The shorter one asked, checking his notes. I blinked. What property? He read. Caller said you're holding a family heirloom locket and won't return it. His brows twitched, catching the absurdity. The only lockets here are made of pasta, I said. If they mean the spare house key, I changed the locks yesterday. I can hand over the old one if it clears this up. We all eyed the key on the counter like it was a prop in a cheap drama. The officers stepped aside, shared a glance, then turned back. Here's the situation, the taller one said. We see this a lot. Family relies on someone, money, access, work. Someone sets a boundary. They panic. They call us. We check no one's at risk. Then we write a report saying no risk. That'd be great, I said, my shoulders easing. Want to log anything on your end? The shorter one asked. Yes, I showed the venue email and my request to remove my name. I want it recorded that they listed me for a financial obligation without consent, and I've asked them to stop in writing. Smart, he said. Paper trails matter. Keep everything. If anyone shows up and won't leave, call us. Don't engage. They handed me a card and walked into the sunlight. I stood at the door, feeling like a fever had broken. Weak but clear. 10 minutes later, my new email pinged. The venue manager. We've removed your name from all materials. Apologies for the error. I exhaled. One tie severed clean. At noon, my aunt, mom's older sister who drifts in and out like a calm breeze, texted from a new number. Heard what happened. I'm sorry. They're livid. Lauren's ranting about a ruined plan. Your mom's calling you ungrateful because she can't say worse. For what it's worth, you did right. I didn't do anything, I replied. I stopped doing things. She sent a sad smile emoji. The only time I've liked one. The next 48 hours showed how a system scrambles to reset. Lauren posted a long caption about negative vibes and people who can't celebrate others. No names, she didn't need them. Her followers piled on with likes and you're a star. The comments reeked of perfume and avoidance. Dylan texted from a new number. Man, mom's crying. Can you just pay the deposit and we'll settle later? We're family. I blocked it. Mom left a voicemail on the old landline. This is your mother. You're not right. Family doesn't act like this. You humiliated us. You humiliated me. Her voice shook, angry but playing wounded. I held the phone away like it was burning. Then the other side came. Quiet texts from cousins I rarely see. I saw the price. Are they for real? Sorry about Ethan. That was lousy. If you need chairs next year, we've got some. The neighbor who lent the cooler dropped off a container of cookies. You fought the good fight, she said like we were allies. Maybe we were. That week my house felt lighter. Not the furniture, but the air. No waiting for an uninvited key in the lock. No flinch at every phone buzz. Even the fridge hummed freer like it had space to breathe. Ethan sensed the quiet his way. Are we mad at Grandma? I turned off the faucet, dried my hands. Not mad, I said carefully. Disappointed, and we're taking a break. Like a timeout? For grown-ups? Yeah, for grown-ups who forgot how to be kind. He nodded like it clicked. Kids get it quicker than adults. 2 days before the 16th, Mom tried a new angle. A heavy-handed olive branch. A group text labeled apology. It wasn't, it was a statement. Family's messy, she wrote. Sometimes plans collide. We love Ethan, we'll make it up. The 16th matters for business ties. It's an investment. Please support. Also, Caleb's been stressed, so let's not push him. Thank you. Investments. Business ties. My son as an afterthought in a fake apology. I read it once and set my phone down. At 4 p.m., the venue emailed again. Mr. Brooks, we got a call from your mother saying you recommitted to sponsoring and would pay the balance. Just verifying, she lied. Do not use my name, I said. If she mentions me again, send me the call log. A keyboard click. Noted. The night of the 16th, I took Ethan to the park. We shot hoops until the sky glowed amber. His laugh bounced off the rim, and I thought how cheap joy is until someone tries to bill it. We grabbed shakes on the way home. He lined up his figures on the coffee table, and I let him watch a late film. I didn't check my phone for party updates. I didn't care about centerpieces bought with someone else's guilt. After 10 p.m., a last text from Aunt Clara. They put Grandma by a fog machine and flashing lights. I didn't care about centerpieces bought with someone else's guilt. After 10 p.m., a last text from Aunt Clara. They put Grandma by a fog machine and flashing lights. She couldn't see her plate. Lauren yelled at the caterer, the band, the staff. When the bill came, they all froze. No one looked at your mom. I'm home now. You missed nothing. I set the phone down and watched Ethan sleep with ice cream on his lip. I wiped it off with my thumb, feeling something open in my chest. Not anger. Space. In the quiet week after, my life rearranged like a room after moving a table. I told my boss I couldn't take extra shifts for a while. He said, good, be a dad. I stuck a note on the fridge for a summer camp deadline and applied early. I made a folder called Proof Boundaries, and when doubts crept in, you're too harsh. You'll regret this. I added a screenshot and the doubts quieted. On Wednesday, a card arrived in childish scrawl. Dear Ethan, happy birthday. Sorry we couldn't come. My mom said we had another party. I wanted the pixel cake. Liam, neighbor. $2 were taped inside. Ethan grinned like he'd found gold. I snapped a photo of him holding it and saved it for my future